Hello beautiful beings, it's Lou from At the Heart of Health. I hope you're well. So as promised, this is the video that takes you through the 5 steps of beautiful EAM, the energy alignment method. Now you might remember in the first video where I introduced EAM that I spoke about the sway, which is our idiomotor response and allows us, based on the energy that we are holding and experiencing in that moment, it allows us to get a yes answer, typically a forward, and a no answer, which is typically a backward. And as I said, there can be some variations, and that's utterly perfect too. So the very first step of EAM is you ask. So you might be, give you an example, you might be feeling a little off emotionally, and you might have a sense that maybe there's some sadness there. Now I find very much with emotions, I love to use my sway when I'm working with emotions, even when I'm not specifically EAMing, because so often I think it's one emotion and it turns out to be another. So I'm going to invite you to meet your sways. You simply stand with your legs hip width apart, let your knees become loose and just let any tension go. The most important thing is really detaching from any specific outcome. As human beings, we have this, did I do it right? Am I doing it okay? Answer is yes, you did it perfectly. And so just detaching from any outcome. So probably easiest to stand sideways. Legs hip width apart and just let your body relax. And I tend to just take a couple of deep breaths in. And I love to send my roots down into the earth when I'm doing this as well. So I get a bit of grounding in as well. So you ask your sway a question. A really great way to set it up is by using your name. So I'm going to ask, is my name Louise? And you just allow your sway to respond. So jumping out of head, and you can put your hand, if you're feeling like you're thinking things through, if you're in a headspace, put your hands on your heart and just drop into your heart centre. So that's your yes. Obviously using your name. If you ask, am I Louise? Unless your name is Louise, that will not work so well. The next thing to do is to meet your no sway. So pick a name which you do not resonate with. Now, I always use Bob for this. He was my first hypnotherapy teacher. I don't know why. I mean, I know why he was my teacher. I don't know why he'd use his name. So you ask a question, put your hands back down by your side unless you're feeling in a really heady space. And you ask your sway, is my name Bob? And I get a no, because my name is not Bob. So you meet your yes and your no, and I'll do a separate video dealing with what happens when you get an unexpected response, or you don't move, or something that's unexpected. Yeah, you move sideways instead of forward. We'll deal with that next time. So the first thing is you ask. The second step then is that you move. You ask a question. Step 2, your body responds. So then we want to go on to explore what it is that's happening in our energy. So say, for example, explore an experience. So say, for example, I'd use my earlier example of am I feeling sad? And my sway had said yes. Okay, perfect. I can do several different things. I could check in with how many feelings of sadness, or how does it feel in my energy? And for emotions, it's more of a how it feels in my energy for me right now. So it's like a kind of a bubbling in my tummy. So noticing how you experience it. And then we are ready for a gorgeous step 4, which is transform. So we have a beautiful release statement, which begins with, I am ready to release This sadness that feels like squirming in my belly, I release it from my energy in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in space and time. Super simple. And we do that another 2 times. I am ready to release this sadness in my belly that feels like squirming. I release it in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in space and time. Third time. I am ready to release this sadness in my belly that feels like squirming. I release it in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in space and time. The moving while you're releasing is not essential. It's just something that my body does quite naturally now, and it's not always a forward, sometimes it's a side to side. The wiggling around is completely non-essential. If you like to wiggle, you too can. So my lovelies, then we want to check in. So we're going to ask Sway another question. Have I completely released this sadness? Forward for yes. Awesome. So remember in the previous video I spoke about the power of choice? I've identified that there was sadness here. I've chosen to release it, which in of itself is incredibly powerful. Now I get to choose what I want to bring in. So I'm going to choose happiness and joy and peace. So, standing as you were before, but one difference is we bring our arms up to receive with our palms uppermost. Now, depending on how you are with your arms, you can go like right up, or you can keep them, be comfortable. It's not a test of agility is what I think I'm trying to say. And so in the same way we had a step 4 release statement, we also have a gorgeous step 5 manifest statement. So I'm just going to take a second to put my roots right back into the earth and just get super grounded and land. So with arms up, I am ready to welcome peace, love and joy into my energy. I allow it in all forms, on all levels and at all points in space and time. I am ready to welcome peace, love and joy into my energy in all forms, on all levels and at all points in space and time. A third time. I am utterly ready to welcome peace, love and joy into my energy in all forms, on all levels and at all points in time. You take a big, beautiful deep breath in and just bringing your arms down gently to your side. And what we're doing then is scooping that lovely energy in. So we've released that which no longer serves us and chosen from an empowered place that which does. And that quite simply is the 5 steps of EAM. And I think they're beautiful. I'm totally biased, of course I am. I think they're beautiful because the application is pretty much endless. Utterly, utterly endless. My lovelies, if you have any questions, please reach out. You can private message me on Facebook or Insta. That's at theheartofhealth.com, and also my website, which is at theheartofhealth.com. You can message me from there. I'm happy to answer any questions. I join Yvette and Lisa in the goal to give this to everyone. Massive love. Thanks for playing with me. Take care. Lots of love.